Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tom Worth Jr. And I wanted to talk about two things, political ads and their effectiveness, going back to last night, and also the Fox News interview this morning, and how Fox may be, I don't know if they're seeing weakness in him or they're turning on him or what, with some things that have happened on Fox News this week, going back to the interview and today, this morning. But first of all, the ads. I watched my game last night. My Longhorns get their butts beat by Georgia, and I did say I felt pretty good about it, but I would not be surprised if it went the wrong way because Georgia's really good, and that happened last night. But the political ads during that game, my gosh, if we're wondering where all of Ted Cruz's and Donald Trump's millions and millions of dollars are going, it is to advertising during the Texas-Georgia football game, I think. You have to do these ad buys in advance, and people have known for a long time that that would be a big one for a big demographic for them, men of a certain age, but men in general. You did see some Colin Allred and Kamala Harris ads, to be sure, but the level of beatdown by the Ted Cruz ads and the Donald Trump ads, I gotta say, how kind of scared to go out to my car after watching these ads, because you have to be convinced that if you step foot outside of your own door, you are going to be raped, you are going to be murdered, you are going to be robbed, and there's just no way around that. That's what these ads, and they're either, the assailants are only going to be one of two things, really scary Hispanic-looking men or transgender people. If you're the Ted Cruz scaremongering. I don't know. I mean, I guess kudos to you Trumpers who fight through your daily existence just thinking you're under assault all day, every day, and you're under bodily threat. The pictures they're showing in the Trump ads of the rapers, the murderers, the whatever illegal immigrants, I mean, I guess they're mugshots of people, but mugshots can be scary. If you're a drug dealing, raping, murderer person, I'm not surprised if your mugshot's a scary thing. Whether they're illegal immigrants or not, I couldn't say, and it seems irrelevant to me. Any really scary looking person who has committed those violent crimes, most of which are not illegal immigrants, by the way, the people committing those crimes, they can be scary looking, and that's what I had to sit through for 3+ hours last night, interspersed with Ted Cruz. I mean, if what is his obsession with transgender people? I can't figure out what his experience in Washington, D.C. He's not here in Texas. He's up in Washington. But he is convinced that the greatest threat to civilization are people looking for transgender surgeries, whether they're in prisons or whether they are looking to go to the bathroom where your little daughter's going to the bathroom, or whether they're track and field stars competing unfairly. This is the number one concern in this man's life. And it need not be. There are far greater things to worry about in the world than transgender surgeries. There just are. And he got a hold of this a few weeks ago when we started seeing these ads, or when I started seeing them. I'm sure certain people have been seeing them for longer. But he is seeing something that his people, his voters, that this is the scariest thing in the world. And it's only here in Texas, I guess. I don't know. And that Colin Allred is the root of all of this evil. Because that is the only thing Ted Cruz is running on in this election. That's it. that you can watch all the millions and millions of dollars of Ted Cruz ads, and that is what all of them are about. I take that back. I did see one during the Texas OU game last weekend, and it was a sheriff saying that the border needs to be secure and blah blah blah, and Colin Allred wants to have open borders, I guess. Oh, he doesn't. Nobody does. It's not a thing. We all agree we need to secure the border. Colin Allred has actually been tougher on borders than other Democrats have. And that should play well in Texas. But I cannot believe the level to which Ted Cruz is just dumping tens of millions of dollars of political ads on. And then you have Donald Trump. And I gotta say, the Fox News universe, I've talked before about how there's reality, and then there's what Fox News tries to tell you reality is, even though you've never seen it with your own eyes. And I know you haven't, because you're living your life. And you walk out to your car, and you get in your car in your driveway, and you drive to your job, and you're in your life, and you don't see what Fox News is telling you see every day. The only place you see it is Fox News and Donald Trump ads and Ted Cruz ads. It doesn't exist in your daily life. But you're going to believe Fox News over your own eyes, in your own ears, in your own lived experience. But we have a glimmer of hope, because Fox News had Kamala Harris on. And people like me, that was only upside. She had absolutely nothing to lose. Every Fox viewer watching that interview already hates her. They're never going to vote for her. So there is no downside for her to going on Fox News. But there is upside. The upside that people could hear from her directly. And still Fox News agreed to do that. And Donald Trump was livid that they were doing that. He did not want them to do that. But he did go on himself for what he thought would be a typical softball Fox interview this morning, Sunday morning. And this guy was kind of grilling him in the clips I saw. And he was definitely fact-checking. And then afterwards, the guy was just there on Fox ripping Trump. So, I mean, why would Trump do this if they think Trump is going to win? If they think he's going to be their president, why would they be turning on him right now with 2 weeks and 2 days to go? You got to ask yourself that. So I know I'm on here every day talking about, well, you can't believe these polls. They're getting tighter. They still have her ahead. But I'm not putting any stock in the polls. I'm putting stock in early voting numbers by voter registration, whether they're Democrat or Republican. I'm putting it in all the momentum that we've had since the January 6th Trump insurrection and the overturning of Roe versus Wade, the mobilization of all these women voters, which is the largest segment of the population. They're motivated to get out and vote. That's what I put stock in, actual reality, not a 1,000-person poll or a 400-person poll of just registered voters, not even likely voters in this NBC News poll I saw. That doesn't tell you anything. Somewhere north of 155 million people voted in the 2020 election. And you're telling me these 1,000 registered voters, some of whom may have never voted before, are going to tell you how the race is going to happen. Okay, sorry, I'm not buying it. I am going on other things. And I think Fox News is too. Because if they thought that Donald Trump was a shoo-in, or even that he was pretty likely to win, they would not be doing this. They would not be actively going against him. Having Kamala Harris on, and now having this guy this morning fact-checking Donald Trump about Haitians and eating dogs, and he actually brought up the January 6th Trump insurrection and was challenging Trump on this, and Trump got all defensive like he always does. And then the guy had the last word after the interview. He was just on set saying, just ripping Trump. And you got to ask yourself why, Trumpers. Why would your beloved Fox News do this to your king? There's only one reason, and they think it's because he's not going to win. And I don't think he's going to win. And part of why I don't think he's going to win is where they're concentrating their efforts with these ads. They don't have as much money as the Democrats do. And they've got to pick and choose where they spend it. And they're picking and choosing raping, murdering illegal immigrants, which I'm sorry, it's not a concern in Georgia or in Pennsylvania or in Michigan, Wisconsin. They're not concerned about that. And transgender surgeries. Who's basing their vote on that? Who? I can't. But Ted Cruz thinks every Texan, that's their number one issue. And that's what he's spending all of his money on. And him and Lindsey Graham are going on Fox News just begging people from around the country to send them more money because the Democrats have raised so much more than them. So they can run more of these ads, these transgender surgery ads. And that's all he has to run on. He could win Texas. It would be a monumental, historic upset if Colin Allred won. It would be a political earthquake. And I'd love to see it. But Cruz may lose Texas. This is all he has to run on. He's accomplished nothing while in Washington, both of his terms so far. Nothing, zero. And this is all he's grasping at. So send him your money, I guess, if you want. If you too think the number one issue facing Texans and Americans is transgender surgeries. I don't. We have much bigger fish to fry. And that's, yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. And we will talk tomorrow. 2 weeks and 2 days to go. And we'll see ya.